Something inside you has already begun, and by April 1st, it will reach a point where you cannot ignore it anymore. This is not just another night. The Spica Moon alignment is opening a 4-hour bridge between worlds, and you are already feeling it move through your body. The restlessness, the strange awareness, the quiet pull toward something unseen. It's not random. You were meant to feel this before anyone else, and if you go to sleep without responding to it, you may miss a doorway that only opens once. There is a restlessness that begins to rise in you as the night approaches, and it does not feel like ordinary tension. It is subtle at first, almost easy to ignore, but it builds quietly beneath everything you are doing. You may notice that sitting still becomes uncomfortable, as if your body is resisting stillness. Even familiar spaces begin to feel slightly different, as though something invisible has shifted in the atmosphere around you. This restlessness follows you into the smallest moments. You might find yourself checking the time more often without knowing why, or feeling a quiet urgency that you cannot explain. It is not anxiety, and it is not stress in the usual sense. It is deeper than that. It feels like something is approaching, something important, and your entire being is trying to prepare you for it before your mind can fully understand. You may try to distract yourself, to return to your normal rhythm, but the feeling lingers. It sits just beneath your awareness, like a gentle but persistent signal that refuses to turn off. Even when you try to relax, there is a part of you that remains alert, almost as if it is waiting for a specific moment to arrive. This is where many people become confused. You may wonder why you cannot simply settle down, why your body will not allow you to fully rest. But this is not a disruption. It is a response. Your system is not malfunctioning. It is activating. There is a sensitivity within you that is beginning to awaken, and it is responding to the Spica Moon alignment that is approaching. This alignment is not just an event in the sky. It is a precise energetic opening, a bridge that forms between the physical and the unseen. And as that bridge begins to take shape, those who are attuned to deeper frequencies feel it first. You are feeling it now. This restlessness is your energy field adjusting to a higher frequency. It is the space within you expanding, making room for something that cannot enter if you remain closed or unaware. The discomfort you feel is not meant to harm you. It is meant to move you. It is guiding you out of old patterns of stillness that kept you disconnected from your deeper awareness. It is asking you to become present in a different way, to listen more closely to what is happening inside you rather than outside. And as the hours move closer to April 1st, this sensation may intensify. You may feel a pull toward doing something, even if you cannot yet define what that is. Trust that feeling. It is not random. It is not meaningless. It is the beginning of alignment. The Spica Moon does not open for everyone in the same way. It responds to those who are already shifting, those who are already beginning to awaken to something beyond the surface of their daily life. That is why you feel this before others do. That is why it feels personal, because it is. This restlessness is the signal that the bridge is forming, and your spirit is already stepping toward it. You are being moved into position before the moment arrives, guided by something that understands the timing better than your mind ever could. So do not resist this feeling. Do not try to suppress it or explain it away. Let it guide you. Let it prepare you, because this is not just restlessness. So it is the quiet beginning of your passage. You may have noticed that you are waking earlier than usual, sometimes long before your alarm, and it happens in a way that feels almost intentional. Your eyes open, and for a brief moment, everything is still. There is no clear reason for it, no noise, no disturbance, no obvious cause. Yet you are awake, alert in a way that feels different from ordinary mornings. At first, you may try to dismiss it. You might turn over, close your eyes again, and attempt to return to sleep. But something within you remains active. There is a quiet awareness that does not fade, as if a part of you has already stepped into a different state while your body is still catching up. This pattern may repeat itself. Night after night, or even in the early hours leading into April 1st, you find yourself pulled out of sleep at unusual times. But it is not exhaustion that follows. In fact, there may be moments when you feel strangely clear, even refreshed, despite the interruption. Your mind feels open, your senses slightly heightened, as though you are more connected to something just beyond the surface. It can feel confusing. You may wonder if your sleep cycle is disrupted, or if something is wrong. But this is not dysfunction. This is alignment. Your body is responding to a precise energetic timing that your conscious mind does not yet fully track. The Spica Moon alignment is not just a visual event. It operates on subtle frequencies that interact with your inner rhythm, especially when you are in a receptive state like sleep. And when your system senses this incoming window, it begins to adjust. You are being gently awakened before the moment arrives. These early awakenings are not interruptions. They are invitations. They are your inner awareness preparing you to meet the 4-hour portal with clarity instead of unconsciousness. Because if you were to sleep through it, you would remain closed to something that is meant to reach you. There is a reason your eyes open when they do. In those quiet early moments, when the world is silent and the usual distractions have not yet begun, your connection to the unseen becomes stronger. You may notice thoughts that feel different from your usual thinking. Ideas may come through with unusual ease, or you may simply feel a sense of presence that you cannot fully explain. This is where the bridge begins to touch you. The Spica Moon creates a passage, but it does not force anyone to walk through it. It requires awareness. It requires a certain level of readiness. And these awakenings are how that readiness is being formed within you. You are being trained to notice, to pause, to feel, without needing to understand everything immediately. And as April 1st approaches, this experience may become more frequent or more intense. You may wake at very specific times, feeling as though you have been called rather than disturbed. There is a difference, and you can feel it if you pay close attention. Do not ignore these moments. Do not rush past them. When you wake, even if only for a few minutes, allow yourself to remain still. Breathe. Notice what is present within you. Because in that stillness, you are closer to the opening than you realize. This is not random. This is not a coincidence. This is your system aligning with the exact timing of the portal, preparing you to be conscious when others remain asleep. And the more you honor these awakenings, the more clearly the path begins to reveal itself. Because you are not being pulled out of sleep without reason. You are being awakened before the door opens. There are moments when emotion rises in you without warning, and it feels deeper than anything you can easily explain. It is not tied to a clear event. It is not connected to something that just happened. It simply appears like a wave that moves through your chest, your throat, your entire being, asking to be felt. You may find yourself becoming more sensitive than usual. Small things begin to affect you in unexpected ways. A memory may surface out of nowhere. A feeling you thought was long gone may return with quiet intensity. Even the energy of others can feel heavier, more noticeable, almost overwhelming at times. This can feel confusing, especially if you are used to holding yourself together, staying composed, or keeping your emotions controlled. You may question why you are reacting this way, why everything feels so close to the surface, why it is harder to ignore what is moving inside you. But this is not weakness. This is not instability. This is a clearing. What you are feeling is not random emotion. It is stored energy, rising to be released. It is everything that was once pushed aside, now returning at the exact moment it can finally move through you. And the reason it is happening now is because of the Spica Moon alignment. As this portal begins to open, it creates a bridge not only between realms, but between layers within you. It allows what has been hidden, suppressed, or unresolved to come forward, because it cannot pass through the opening if it remains trapped. so your system begins to release it. This is why the emotions feel stronger. This is why they seem to come without warning. But you are not losing control. You are being brought into alignment. The pink moon energy carries a soft but powerful frequency of emotional illumination. It does not force, it reveals. It brings light into places that have been quiet for too long. And when that light touches something that was waiting to be seen, it rises. You are feeling that rise. And even though it may feel uncomfortable, there is something important happening beneath it. With every wave that moves through you, something is being cleared, something is being loosened, something is being released so that you can move forward without carrying it into the next phase. This is preparation. The portal that opens on April 1st is not just about receiving something new. It is about becoming empty enough to receive it fully. And that means letting go of what no longer belongs to you, even if you did not realize you were still holding it. So when these emotions come, do not push them away. Do not judge them. Do not try to shut them down. Let them move. Let them speak. Let them pass through you without resistance. Because every time you allow this, you are stepping closer to the threshold. You are making space for something greater. And as this continues, you may begin to notice a shift. After the wave passes, there is a quietness, a softness, a sense of lightness that was not there before. It may be subtle, but it is real. That is the release. That is the opening. And it is happening now because the alignment is near. You are not being overwhelmed. You are being prepared. And every emotion that rises is not there to break you. It is there to free you before the door appears. There are moments when your thoughts suddenly become clear in a way that feels almost unfamiliar. It is not the usual stream of thinking that moves in circles or repeats the same patterns. It is sharp, direct, quiet, but undeniable. A realization appears, and it feels complete the moment it arrives. You may notice this while doing something ordinary. You could be sitting in silence, walking through your day, or even pausing between tasks, and suddenly something within you shifts. A truth becomes obvious. A confusion that lingered for a long time dissolves instantly. You see something in your life from a completely different perspective, and there is no resistance to it. This clarity does not come with effort. It does not come from analysis. It arrives as if it was already formed somewhere beyond your thinking, simply waiting for the right moment to enter your awareness. And when it does, it changes something inside you. You may feel a sense of calm after it happens, or even a quiet certainty that what you just understood is important. It may not seem dramatic on the surface, but it carries weight. It feels like something that matters, something that is guiding you, even if you do not fully know where it is leading yet. This can be surprising, especially if you are used to questioning yourself or needing time to figure things out. These moments of clarity do not ask for permission. They simply appear, and they bring with them a sense of knowing that does not need to be explained. This is not random thinking. This is alignment. As the Spica Moon alignment approaches, your inner awareness begins to synchronize with a higher level of perception. The noise that once filled your mind starts to quiet down, creating space for something deeper to come through. And in that space, truth becomes easier to recognize. The portal that opens on April 1st is not only an external event, it is an internal opening as well. It allows you to access insights that were previously hidden behind distraction, doubt, or emotional weight. And as you release what no longer serves you, your ability to see clearly increases. That is why these realizations are happening now. They are guiding you toward what you must understand before the moment arrives. Because when the bridge fully opens, your awareness becomes the key. What you see, what you recognize, what you are willing to acknowledge within yourself. Sight determines how you move through it. So these sudden moments of clarity are not small. They are instructions. They are signals. They are pieces of a larger understanding that is forming within you, step by step, preparing you for something that cannot be approached blindly. You may begin to notice patterns in what you are realizing. Certain themes may repeat. Certain truths may feel connected, even if they arrive at different times. This is your awareness organizing itself, aligning with something greater than your usual perspective. Trust this process. Do not dismiss these moments as coincidence or overthinking. When clarity comes, pause and listen to it. Let it settle within you, because it is showing you what needs to be seen before the door appears. And as April 1st draws closer, these moments may become more frequent, all more precise, more undeniable. It will feel as though something is speaking through your own awareness, guiding you without force. You're not imagining this. You're remembering something deeper, and every realization that reaches you now is not just a thought. It is a step toward the threshold you are about to cross. There is a quiet pull that has been growing within you, a gentle but undeniable urge to step away from everything that once filled your attention. It is not dramatic. It does not announce itself loudly. It simply appears as a feeling that being alone suddenly feels necessary. You may notice that conversations begin to drain you more quickly. Noise feels heavier than it used to. Even the presence of others, no matter how familiar, can feel like too much. It is not that you no longer care. It is that something deeper is asking for your full attention. So you begin to withdraw, even if only slightly. You spend more time in silence. You turn away from distractions that once held your interest. You feel drawn to spaces where you can be with yourself, without interruption, without expectation. And even if you cannot fully explain why, you know that this distance feels right. This can be misunderstood. You may wonder if you are becoming disconnected, or if something is wrong because you no longer feel the same need to engage as before. But this is not isolation in the way you fear. This is preparation. As the Spica Moon alignment approaches, your energy begins to turn inward, gathering itself for a moment that requires your presence in a deeper way. The portal that opens on April 1st is not something you move through while distracted or divided. It is something you meet in stillness. And that is why you are being pulled away from the noise. This is not about escaping others. It is about meeting yourself. In this quiet space, something important begins to happen. Without the constant input of the outside world, your awareness becomes clearer. Your senses become more attuned to subtle shifts within you. You begin to notice what you truly feel, what you truly need, what you have been avoiding. This is where the connection strengthens. The bridge that forms during the Spica Moon alignment is not only above you, it is within you. And the more you allow yourself to be present in this solitude, the more accessible that bridge becomes. This is where the moment arrives. There will be a point during that 4-hour window where everything feels unusually still. Time may seem to slow. Your awareness may deepen in a way that feels almost sacred. And in that moment, you will feel the quiet understanding of what you must do. It will not be complicated. It will not be forced. It will feel simple but deeply meaningful. You may feel guided to sit in stillness, to focus your attention inward, to acknowledge something you have finally understood, or to release something you are now ready to let go of. The action itself may appear small, but the alignment behind it is not. Because this is the moment where your awareness meets the opening. This is the moment where the preparation becomes action. And this is why you were guided here. If you choose to ignore this pull, if you choose to remain distracted or asleep through it, the window will pass like any other night. But if you follow it, if you allow yourself to be present, to listen, to respond to what you feel in that moment, something shifts. Not in a way that is loud or visible to others, but in a way that changes your path from within. You are not being asked to perform something complicated. You are being asked to be aware, to be present, to trust the quiet guidance that has been building inside you all along. Because this is not just a night. This is a doorway that opens only for those who are ready to see it. And the reason you feel this pull now is because you already are.